I have been muted the whole time. Funny, funny, funny. Hello, everyone. It's good to have you guys here. Welcome to the stream. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to join. I was saying hello to you guys. I was talking about what the stream was going to do. I'm such a newbie. One of the things that I sold was that Stream Deck, and it tells me when I'm muted or unmuted. So I don't really see that anymore. But that's okay. That's okay. It's a new beginning, all that stuff. So today's stream will be dedicated to the cruiser class. The cruiser class is a very popular class for this game. It brings to the table a lot of damage per minute, which of course is very popular in general in any game. Maybe not as popular as like high damage alpha, and that's what battleships bring, plus the tankiness. But the utility and the diversity that cruisers have in this game is unmatched, really. You got radar, hydroacoustic, smoke, submarine surveillance, heals, AP pin, flat trajectory, high trajectory, high rate of fire, slow rate of fire, really big guns, really small guns, lots of guns, maybe one or two guns, just a huge array of loadouts to choose from, a lot of premiums. I mean, this game has grown. I remember, the old man. I remember when there was one battleship American line, there was one cruiser, gone are those days. It has grown to such a degree that I literally have to scroll left or right. I was joking back in the day. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. I was joking back in the day, looking at the World of Tank tech tree and being overwhelmed by it. Well, honestly, I think the ship tech tree is just as overwhelming for new players. So we're going to start with the basics. Cruisers are the first class that everyone must play in the game. It's the introduction to the game, and it grows from there. You can become smaller or bigger, or even more exotic, or even more, I want to say annoying, but aircraft carriers, we love you too, and in your own weird, sick way. I will love you way more with those potential fighter updates. Wargaming's developer blog post mentioned that the fighter will be receiving a significant change in the new year, and hopefully this change will make more sense for the game. One of the key changes that they have highlighted is fighters will no longer spot, which is a big deal because they are globally used to spot for a carrier. However, the fighter will be more effective. Maybe that means that the carrier can place a fighter in an area of the map and provide that defensive protection that we've so craved for. Also, ship-based fighters will be improved as well. I'm curious to see where that goes. Now, we could start in a million different ways with cruisers. There isn't a first cruiser that you would necessarily want to play, but I will say I think the Des Moines line is the best cruiser line in the game for any player, new or old, to make sure that they own. It's just because the Des Moines is a god. It's a beast. Even today, it's one of the best cruisers in the game. And it's honestly one of the first cruisers that were ever in the game. So if you invested your time in this line, you were given a huge advantage for the future of the game. But that doesn't mean that you only have to like that. The problem with the Des Moines line is the gun velocity. Well, you can very easily supplement it by getting either a French cruiser or a Russian cruiser with all of their high gun velocity. You can decide, hey, I want a smaller gun, Notser, because I like that sort of thing. Okay, well, there's some light cruiser lines that are dedicated to that. Yeah, maybe I like torpedoes. Oh, we could get that too. There's so many different ways to play the game, and we just got to get started. I think I want to play in the Minotaur first. I really enjoy the Minotaur. It's one of the OGs of the OGs. It wasn't here at the beginning, but it was added shortly thereafter. And it's a glass cannon. It really doesn't have a lot of armor, but it does have repair recovery, which is a British thing. And it also can equip radar, which didn't come initially in the game, but is available now. And radar sees through smoke, it sees through islands. I know that's not how radar works in real life. Well, just think of it as a unique spell in this game, and it works in the game, so you need to consider it for the game. I always enjoyed the challenges that the Minotaur brings, and I'm just gonna respec it. Now, every single class in the game has their own unique commander skill tree. Gone are the days of the universal unique skill tree. That's no longer there. It is now a skill tree for each class dedicated to, and because of that, there are a lot of different ways that you need to understand how the matchup works against other classes, but also how it works for you. So in this example, the Minotaur. The Minotaur is a light cruiser, doesn't have a lot of armor. It won't bounce shells, so it's not going to rely on any mechanic that is highlighting that. It doesn't have high explosive, so it doesn't need anything that burns. It is very glass cannony. And for me, I know they don't recommend it, but I really like incoming fire alert for cruisers and battleships specifically, because it really creates a lot of potential damage farming. And potential damage farming is how you stay alive. You need to be very good at avoiding shells coming into your ship, or you will die. The game recommends Last Stand in this example, or Consumable Specialist. I just don't really feel like they're as valuable as Incoming, so I'm going to go Incoming. Now, priority target's nice. It tells you how many targets are currently selecting you with their crosshair. And I like that skill. Consumable Enhancement's nice too, especially with the commander that I have. I get 12.5% longer smoke / surveillance / hydroacoustic. Whatever skill I might have on the Minotaur in this example, that's great. The Minotaur does come with torpedoes, and you can single launch them. And so there's a lot of different options that are at play here. I am going to go, I think, consumable enhancements. I could go a full AA build, and that would be really trolly. You know what? There's just so many different ways to play the game. So don't worry too much about taking this skill versus that skill, because the situation might dictate a different outcome. But I think the most important thing is whatever skill you happen to choose, make sure you choose to play the game that highlights that skill. So, for example, if I choose to go a torpedo reload, well, you want to be someone who's actively using your torpedoes on cooldown or close to, so that you get the value out of it. Obviously, I don't have I don't have any HE. Why would I get an HE skill, right? I don't even know why this is even. I guess because of the secondaries, but there's no. This should be grayed out just like Eye in the Sky. So yeah, the Minotaur is already a really strong anti-air ship. Well, if you want to make it a god so that no air can ever fly over it, well, you just keep going air. I like, and this is one thing that you might notice in the game. The more the game exists, the more aircraft there are to potentially shoot at. The more aircraft there are potentially to shoot at, the more combination with AA Defense and ASW Expert, which is 50% improvement on your consumable reload when they are on cooldown. That is not something to be, ignored. That's a really big deal because that encourages the cruiser, which is a consumable monster, to be more active in the consumable game. And consumables are a way for you to create success against a player's chosen strategy. So you could go, consumable enhancement here, which is going to improve the action time of the consumables. And then you can go the second consumable skill over here, which whenever a Dutch cruiser, a anti-submarine aircraft, or a carrier aircraft, whenever one of these is used, and this is going off, your reload cycle for consumables is faster. So that's a really nice combo in that way. So these two pair really nicely together. I am someone who likes that. These also pair very well together if you want to just be an AA god. And you can kind of pick and choose. I think I'm going, since I have enough doubloons that I can play with this, I think I'm going to go consumable enhancement, and I'm going to go superintendent. Because, obviously, I'm going to use a lot of consumables, I want to have enough. Then concealment expert. That's a very easy choice. Now, the next choice that you can have, and this is a kind of a base 10, how do I want to approach the game? Do I want to be aggressive? Do I want to recognize I'm going to take damage? That's what cruisers do. Do I want to benefit from taking damage? Well, that's probably a good thing. That will always be good. And think of this as how many points do I have to express myself? If you're a new player, you don't have a lot of skill points to express yourself. So you want to make sure you get the ones that give you the most benefit. Superintendent might not be beneficial because you might not live long enough to reach that 5th charge. If you don't live long enough to get that 5th charge, then this is a meaningless skill. This is just spending 3 points to spend 3 points. Big Cannon, thank you for that follow. Arik, sorry if I didn't say that before. So think about how you play the game. Don't think about how I play the game. Think about how you play the game. Are you going to be someone who it takes a lot of damage, or stays so far back that they'll be the last player in the game to take damage? Well, you'll see the most benefit from being aggressive with Adrenaline Rush, and the least if you're a passive player that stays back. Same idea. Now, Concealment Expert is pretty universal. It allows you aggression and it allows you defense. That's obviously a big, nice thing. There are other skills. If I was a secondary cruiser, for example, Pack-a-Punch is great for that. It's honestly one of the only skills that it benefits that. And so I'm going to take Superintendent because I do live long enough to see benefit. And I mean, having an extra charge of heal, an extra charge of radar is a pretty big deal. They're just really powerful skills. Now, I, in the past, would go radiolocation, but I don't think that radiolocation is as valuable to me now. There's so many ways that you can draw out a player, and that's the key. The game is an objective game. It is not a game where you have to, no cap kill all. You have to play the objective, either standard battle, domination, or arms race. And if you can't do that, then you will lose the game. So because there will always be an objective, I don't necessarily think you need radiolocation because the player will be drawn to it. Now, a skill that combos really nicely with radar is top grade gunner. Now, the secondary reload is irrelevant. Who cares about that? That's not really the reason you're going to have that. Thank you for that follow as well, Dehistoria. Now, top grade gunner combos really well with radar because you will be getting into your ship's detectability range to use radar. So naturally, it will be active whenever you're radaring effectively. So it works really well. Now, I have 4 points left. I could spend them on cheaper points, but honestly, I think the best final skill is this one. It will allow me to use my consumables faster, so I will see more reason to have the extra charge, and it will make my AA that much more powerful. Also anti-submarine as well. So there's just a lot of good things about this skill now inherently that are in the game. I just think there's too many situations where your AA will be active that you will benefit from a faster reload of your radar, or faster reload of your heal, faster reload of whatever. As far as modules are concerned, I just get the standard. I will take damage, so I want to prevent incapacitation. Radar is a really great option, so I'm going to make it an even better option. Accuracy on my guns, can't go wrong there. The British cruisers specifically get acceleration baked in, so because I get acceleration baked in, I can take steering gears and get the best of both worlds effectively. Concealment expert is great. Now you'll notice the unique upgrade. Not a real big fan of this one. It's all in on the smoke system, and I just feel like Minotaur smoke is a little beginner. As you play the game, you'll recognize that this is a harder playstyle to carry out. Now, I'm not against doing some unique builds on a different video, but not on this one. I just think that Concealment System Mod 1 is just too good to pass up, both in concealment and also in throwing off shells that come towards your ship. And then in the 6th slot, go rate of fire. The turrets are traversing so fast that you would honestly not even notice the downgrade here. There's basically no downgrade here, and you just get 12% faster reload. Easy choice there, I'd say. Very easy. And everything else is pretty straightforward. I'm not going to use any flags because flags are one of those currencies that are valuable, and honestly, it's how the game... It's their gold ammo, if you will. It's not literally gold ammo, but it's a currency that's finite. You want to save that for more important battles, and showcasing a ship for more is not a more important battle. It's just showcase. Now you can see how weak the Minotaur is in this example. The Citadel's on the outside, and it has almost no armor anywhere else. So we're going to take a lot of damage when shells land, but we need to use active mitigation tactics to be successful. So funny enough, if you want to play a tanky battleship, you basically play this very similar to a tanky battleship. And it's nothing like a tanky battleship, but those skills transfer over. So those of us who love battleships, and I'm going to cue into this match, those of us who love battleships actually might love playing the Minotaur and the light cruiser line of the Brits because they actively dodge, they have a really powerful heal, and they do a ton of damage. It's a chip damage style, but it's still a ton of damage. I just love the Minotaur. I love the Des Moines. I love that there's no aircraft carrier in this game. But that doesn't mean that the skill is useless. Note that there is a submarine. Also, battleships and cruisers, which have ship-launched airstrike depth charges. They use this technique from time to time to try and gauge where an opponent is. Well, if you do that against my build, you're feeding me power. They're not going to want to do that against my build, but they won't recognize it in time. So it's a little bit of a cheeky way to approach the game, I think. Plus, look at the range of my AA. 6.9 kilometers. It's very hard for them to not get their aircraft inside of my AA bubble. And when it's in my AA bubble, I get 50% faster preparation and reload time. So I just really like that 4-point skill because it synergizes really nicely with what I'm trying to do. Now, obviously, in this game, we didn't get an aircraft carrier. That's okay. It still has value. Don't look at it as just anti-aircraft carrier. Even though, if there was a carrier in this game, I would be even more valuable. Just saying. Now, the British have single launch torpedoes as an option, which is a fun mechanic. I like the Brits for that. I think that's another part of the Minotaur that is valuable. The ship line is just fun to play. It has a lot of different traits that it brings to the table that maybe not necessarily other ship lines bring to the table, all combined into one ship package. Because it is a light cruiser, it only uses ship-based depth charges. It cannot use an air-launched depth charge. So if you are going up against this thing as a submarine, you will need to take advantage of the fact that it cannot attack you with a air-based... Oh, and here, he's using radar, of course. It cannot attack you. Oh my god, he's in a bad spot. Brisbane is... Oh, wow, this is weird. Someone shooting from across the map. They are. We gotta try and discourage him. We want to try and land citadels on his guns. Citadels on his guns. Citadels on his guns. Trying to dissuade him, dissuade him, dissuade him. Columbo with sap, definitely gonna hurt. Could have been worse though.
Well done, Commander.
Okay. So we took a little bit of damage, but we also did a lot of damage.
Torpedoes, dead ahead. Torpedoes, direct front.
What an odd lane to torpedo. Huh. Guess my teammates can't see that far. I'm confused why the torpedoes weren't spotted or... Baby, you okay? So yeah, there's definitely a DD mid. Wanna hit his guns, wanna hit his guns, wanna hit his guns, wanna hit his guns. Okay.
Enemy cruiser sunk.
Enemy cruisers. Obviously, we won't pin through that. Oh, okay. I don't know why the Somers decided to go so far south.
Torpedoes to port.
I don't know why he decided to. There's definitely a DD or something in the middle, and I kind of want to deal with that. I feel like my team has been a little cappy, if you will, a little bit too cappy. So I need to try and position myself so that I can help a little bit more. I really don't like how everyone's positioned over here. I really want to deal. I don't think we should all come this way, in this way. Okay. Moskva versus Shima, not really going to do that much. Yeah, I mean, we're kind of boxed in, I agree. Okay, slow Napoleon. Napoli. Need more detection going on. Hey, Blue. Elbing is very strong against us. So we need to be very careful of the Elbing.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
And my team. Team just wanted to die. That sucks. But the Minotaur is a very fun ship to play, and obviously in a different matchup it would have gone a different. Let's try and play something completely different. Let's play one of the battle cruiser like German cruisers. This is very exotic compared to the rest of the cruiser lines. This is something that was just recently added to the game. So I like to highlight the differences because it's just so different. This really is just so different. This is a cruiser. Yes, this is classified as a cruiser. Um, but it plays a lot like a battleship. Now, its armor certainly makes it seem like it's somewhat more heavily armored than the Minotaur. It does have a lot more compared to the Minotaur, but it doesn't have a lot of armor compared to actual battleships. So that's yeah, in the game. So that's something to really consider when you're thinking about, what cruiser line best fits me. Well, there's a lot of things that cruisers can do that might be appealing to you as a player. This line is very good with secondary manual secondaries. You could go a full secondary build with them, which basically is pack a punch. You could also pick up some skills that are more for encouraging its playstyle, which I would describe this as you want to stay at range against a battleship, because a battleship is a real ship with armor. It does not care too much about your secondary damage per minute. But you want to use your secondaries against the lesser, weaker players in the match. Now, because of that, Top Grade Gunner is a good skill for getting into secondary range. I will freely admit it's good for that, but the playstyle of these guys that's most effective is at range, because at least on the North American server, each server has a slightly different meta. But on the North American server, there's a high amount of battleships and cruiser players, and battleships are really good against this line. You don't want to be close to a battleship. You want to be far away from a battleship. Well, then you're not going to use your secondaries. Oh, well, if I'm not using my secondaries, how much am I going to use my secondaries? There's this whole rabbit hole that you have to go down. So, in the end, it's more like, okay, well, what opponent am I going up against? Do I need X, Y, or Z? Z. Well, you might want this skill for that and that skill for this. Top Grade Gunner is really great in combination with something like that, because it enables that close range. 11.9 kilometers to the next opponent, I get the benefit. But it's not very good for defensive, and I feel strongly that this line is a little too glass cannony for my liking. That's why I don't play it like the recommended build. The recommended build is literally a glass cannon build, as you can pretty much see. I just don't see that as viable with these guys. It could be fun, but it's just not going to be viable. I think the only skill that you have to take is, if you're going down this line, and why would you go down this line and not take the skill, is Pack-a-Punch. This gives you secondary range. It also makes your torpedoes do more damage. And secondary range is fun for the manual secondaries. The manual secondaries is, well, speaks for itself. You can press your 4 key or whatever you rebind this to, and you'll be directly controlling your secondaries. The game encourages a full secondary build, but I just don't think it has the armor to withstand a secondary on secondary encounter. You really want to pick on classes that are weak against secondaries. Submarines, destroyers, light cruisers. You want to stay away from classes that are tanky. Heavy cruisers, battleships, battle cruisers, anything like that. You want to use your range as your advantage in those matchups. Then and only then, if you've worn the player down to a point where they are weaker, then you can pick on them. So we're going to take this line out. I play this a lot like my German battleships. I go for gun accuracy and gun rate of fire. I get a couple token secondary skills, but nothing more than that. And I completely accept that I will be only using my secondaries when I'm against one of those opponents where I don't give up in the matchup. Now let's take it out. And funny enough, this takes the same spot as the Minotaur. So when you're loading into a match, oh, and by the way, let me run an ad break. Thank you guys again for tuning in. I really appreciate everyone hanging out. It's really awesome to be able to hang out with you guys and talk a game. I would encourage you guys. I've added some new channel point things that you can spend your channel points on Twitch just to have fun. I encourage you to check that out. Let me run my ad break. Done. That's done. Mads. Great to have everyone here. Thank you guys so much for being part of the stream. Okay, so our next matchup, once again, no aircraft carriers in sights and no submarines. So literally any AA skill that you take, probably useless. Probably useless. And it's tough. It's tough. You can't choose a different loadout. You have to just accept the loadout that you have and go from there. Hey, Count, thank you for that. So, because there are 5 battleships and 3 cruisers, I'm going to start this game at range. You okay, sweetheart? So I'm going to start this game at range. But I will eventually move into secondary gun range. Now, one cool thing about secondaries is they don't actually extend your ship detection. So I can do this all day for basically free detectability and just, you know, there's no threat that my detection will go up. What are you doing? You're being a kitty. So I can, what can I use that for? Well, I can fire safely over an island if I have, you know, 2 sides of the island open up. One side, I can damage a ship, and the other side might have an enemy opponent that's at like 12, 13, 14 kilometers. If I fire my main guns, I'm going to be detected. If I fire my secondary guns, I'm not going to be detected. So, it's pretty cool in that way. Just trying to get some shots out early and often. Okay. Get the bungo. Aim for the top of the hull. Now the Schlieffen. Schlieffen wants to get in secondary range, most likely. But I'm not going to let him get in secondary range. Now, I'm going to focus my fire on him, though, because... Ooh, we hit a torpedo on something.
The ship is on fire.
Because... Oh. Nice, nice, nice! That's why you send torpedoes. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if there's no one who's in range of my torpedoes, Notser. Well, by sending them, I killed him. Because he sailed unsuspectingly into their range, and GQ Johnny is not actually moving at all. Okay, great. But by sending my torpedoes in a traffic zone, I was able to contribute to his early demise. And it didn't cost me anything because the torpedoes are going to be back up. So it's important that you see your equipment ranges and you try and use them in a healthy, safe way. I don't think that moving his secondary battleship up is the healthiest or safest way, but it is the choice he's made.
Attention.
Now we
Reporting
want
a
to keep
target
focusing
position.
on this guy. He probably will have German Hydro up. Most likely. But that's okay, because our teammates are going to damage him too. Now, you see the guns are pretty good. He's going to take a torpedo and die right here. Going to take a torpedo and die. You'll see the guns are pretty decent. You know, they're not terrible. Now there is a Shimakaze in the area. I want to be careful with them. Seems the enemy has overcommitted to the west side. Fungo is gonna... Looks like he's gonna avoid taking a torpedo. Now he's chosen to stop.
I need help.
Yep, that's fine. I don't think he'll capture the base. I don't know why you're up there. Yeah. Not surprised at all. Back gun has a 360 gun turret, which is very cool. They're overcommitting on Johnny.
Attention. Support that target. The enemy team has taken the lead.
Oh, hello there.
Torpedoes, direct front.
I think the Shima was overplaying.
Dead ahead.
Good idea to use the crosshair. Now, like I said, secondaries are really good against these small ships.
Enemy destroyer blown up.
I was waiting until he decided to... he decided to attack with his skill. Yes, I have. Heal. Oh yeah, my center. Able to fire. He was able to fire, but wasn't as damaging as could have been. Looks like the west has fallen, which is not good. I need my Boyskavitsa to be spotting. Yeah, hey sweetheart. Oh my goodness. Do you even know a keyboard that you haven't stood on yet? Yeah, is there a keyboard you haven't stood on? Oh, great.
Dead ahead. Enemy destroyer sunk. We're hull below the waterline. We're flooding quickly.
Ah! You're goofy. My cat just decides to right there. But yeah, that was, he did a good job there. Obviously, I overcommitted, especially with everyone overcommitting on the east side, but it was fun. I think we were able to show off that the ship is pretty good at certain things. Very good at killing destroyers, very good with hydroacoustic for torpedo avoidance. If they would have sent a little bit more air attacking me, I could have had my hydroacoustic up sooner, which I could then have used against them. I think that they were trying not to do that, though, necessarily. But you can see how different those two cruisers really are inherently, right? One cruiser, the Minotaur, very small, very light, very nimble, can't withstand shells, but has, radar and different things that it brings to the table. This is very much. This is the Curie port. I don't know if it comes by default. I think it is, but yeah, you can see just how really different they can actually be. I love the Des Moines. Let's see. Don't want. I just want. See, I just want to highlight the 10s because the 10s really showcase the variety of the line. We could go with. I mean, the Napoli is very exotic. We also have the Golden Lion, which has airstrikes. The Jinan is very different. Yeah, let's play the Jinan. So, well, is it? It's similar to the Minotaur. Let's go Golden Lion. Let's go Golden Lion. So the Golden Lion is the Dutch heavy cruiser, and it uses airstrikes as a significant portion of its strategy. Now the airstrikes are pretty good, but you have to be able to land them for them to be really effective. And one of the unique skills is Airstrike Mod 1. And if I go into my commander, you'll note the way that they want you to build, actually. Focus Fire Training makes the airstrike armament reload faster. So it's kind of like a killer feature for this line, so you would just go this, even if it didn't provide you a single buff or anything else, because it makes your airstrikes come off a cooldown faster. Now, very similar to the other ones, you would go all of the different skills that are familiar. I really like the consumable preparation time. I think that that's just really nice. And it also discourages players from pushing up. Now, what is my airstrike range? 13 kilometers. So I can actually airstrike outside of my regular range. So this is... Top Rig Gunner is not as valuable necessarily, but it could be valuable. Faster Turret Traverse is also valuable. Now, they say Survivability Expert, but isn't it pretty well endowed already? It's kind of weird. It's like it doesn't necessarily want you spending all your points on 4-pointers. But you can go a different build. I think the AP on the ship was better, average, same. Now Demolition Expert does combo well with the airstrike, I believe. Or does it not benefit the airstriking mechanic. I thought it did. No, it doesn't actually. Yeah, it doesn't affect the airstriking. It's a very odd thing. It says that the turret traverse is pretty poor, and it is. You know, let's go. Yeah, I know the special Dutch commander. He's in my other guy. He's very good. The Dutch commander is very nice for enhancing focus fire and other things. That's another thing. Different commanders enhance different aspects of the ship. If we is there a, yeah, focus fire training enhances the fire chance as well. I guess the theory is that you can combo with your regular output damage. Yeah, I guess if I think about it, this is probably... So, the idea is to set as many fires as possible. Between airstrikes and the main battery, you can set a lot of fires. So, if you go for a fire build, you have a higher probability of setting a fire with your main battery, and you have a higher probability of landing your airstrike and setting a fire that way, and it's staying on the target. So in a lot of ways, the Dutch cruisers lean closer to like an aircraft carrier mechanically than they do to some of the more traditional cruiser lines, because they have the ability to set fires with a different skill than would traditionally be available. And once again, not a single aircraft carrier. Are they just avoiding this tonight? So random that they're not here. I'm going to run an ad break, and then we'll get into this match. Thank you guys for tuning in. No, there is not Swedish... Well, there are Swedish ships, but not Swedish lines. I believe the Swedes... I don't know how many Swedish ships. That's the problem. Unconnected. I've been away from the game for a very long time, like 3 years. So I want to say yes, but I have no idea how many. They are going to be making a European battleship line. And I believe the Swedish are the radar battleships for that. But honestly, I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah, I wish there was more planes. Like anti-plane day, and the bungos going up out to the center. Oh, so you wanted a Swedish cruiser. Is there a Swedish cruiser? See, the problem is I have that some streamer playing a Swedish destroyer. Yes, but do you see what the what the stream is called?
Enemy force detected.
If there's a Swedish cruiser, I will play a Swedish cruiser, but I am doing a cruiser focused stream where I talk about cruisers. Yes, keep sending your random aircraft in the area. That's great.
Enemy battleship detected.
Hello? love to set a fire on him. Of course not. I don't need to fire. Makaze just took a torpedo directly. That's not good. Oh, hello there. I'm still a CC, even though I haven't played the game or, whatever.
Anti-aircraft gun crews are on full alert. Torpedoes to starboard. Airborne!
Great.
Ship is on fire. Anti-aircraft gun crews are on normal alert. Torpedoes astern. Problem solved, sir.
Wait.
Awaiting instructions.
Hey, sweetheart. I haven't been playing games.
Torpedoes to port. We're hull below the waterline.
That was a lot of damage. Lovely.
Problem solved, sir. Awaiting instructions. Target penetrated. Torpedoes to port. We're hull below the waterline.
I feel targeted. Whee! I feel targeted. So, is there a Swedish cruise? Is this a Swedish cruiser? Let me see. I'll play the Swedish cruiser, if there is a Swedish cruiser. Yes, there is a Swedish cruiser. Okay. Here we go. We'll play this Swedish cruiser. Ow. So what was the write-up for this? I just bought it with steel. I don't know what it is. Let's see, ships. Y'all. Low detectability, lots of consumables, higher firing accuracy, small hit point, weak armor. Okay. Alright, cool. 1-to-1 with its radar, I think. Radar. 9 kilometers. So yeah, it's basically 1-to-1. Close to 1-to-1. We'll give it a college try to see if we can't make it 1-to-1. Yeah, I guess because it stays in smoke, that would be better for it. Yeah. Radar duration. What's the radar duration? Oh, it's a pretty short radar. Guess it gives it 20 seconds. Yeah, come here. Yeah, come here, kid. What you doing, kid? Alright. 1 Swedish cruiser. But yeah, I haven't played the ship. I've seen it played. Thank you for that follow. I appreciate it. Time. I will drink some water. What is with all of the games tonight? Is there a single aircraft carrier? Like, I haven't played against a carrier all night. I know this is like a dream for some of you, but I am so annoyed that I haven't played against a single carrier. Hello. Hello, baby.
Battle starts. Awaiting instructions. Enemy force sighted on the horizon. Smoke generator started. Smoke screen set.
I think the person's like in the center.
Good game, everyone.
Notice we don't have any hydroacoustic. We can't use that. So anytime we use our smoke, it's gonna be a bait for torpedoes. So you gotta be very cautious when using smoke without hydro. Because it will just bait players. Yeah, Shima, okay. I feel very vulnerable around the Timikaze because I don't have hydro. Okay. Torpedoes were sent. Conquerors fired on us. Hey, baby. You make a better door than a window. Yeah. You get seasick? Why do you get seasick? What are you doing, you silly? What are you doing? Ow.
Torpedoes to port. Torpedoes to port.
Team is just gonna die. Very nice. Very nice.
Our
Okay.
victory is in sight.
Hey, sweetheart. Yeah, hey, sweetheart. You okay, baby? Well, I haven't played much of the line, but I mean, much of the ship, but it seems like the guns are pretty effective. It was a pretty one-sided blowout, and we were at the bottom. Cool. I don't really care about that because I've never played it. But anyway, obviously Swedish, so it's cool. Like the Swedes. There's gonna be more Swedish ships put into the game, and man, do I really want to? I would love for the Worcester to combo with the unique upgrade because the AA would be off the charts. But of course, we're not gonna get a anti-air game, so I'm gonna play the Zhao because it's been a long time. Yeah. It's been a long time on the Zhao. Firing range, shell dispersion. Okay, so yeah, double accuracy Zhao. Yeah, I like that. I like the way the Zhao plays with the double accuracy. Okay. It's so weird. It recommends top grade gunner, even though you'll never really be in that range. Just so confused by wargaming. It has slow turtures. I just don't think the top grade gunner works well with a kiting strategy. That seems ill-advised. Yes, wargaming is going to be improving the fighter consumable. They just announced that there's a version of it that will be in testing, and then early next year we'll get to play with it for real. What, chat, in both, what do you think of wargaming buffing the fighter consumable / the patrol fighter? I have my thoughts, but I would like to have some of the chat talk about their thoughts on it. The things that they're doing, they're removing the spotting mechanic from the fighter, so the aircraft carrier can't fly the fighter. Of course! The one game we get an aircraft carrier. I'm gonna run an ad break. Yeah, that's an interesting thought. A shadow nerf to the Napoli and pretty much any Italian battleship that might have that mechanic because of their exhaust smoke thing. I don't know how many have it, but I know the Napoli has that. Oh yeah, Minotaur is really good. I actually played it as the first cruiser of the night. I'd say the Minotaur is still top 5, top 10 to me. Obviously, premiums have a unique quality that they bring. It also depends on how you play it. But in a regular battle with 12 ships, I think the Minotaur is top 5 cruisers. It has, radar. I would not play it smoke. I think that smoking is a weak trait in the game these days. But if you play the Minotaur with radar and you can play the radar style, top 5. Easily top 5. So as I was talking about fighter consumable, Yeah, they don't. Yeah. Yeah, you want to go radar. You want to be able to do radar.
Enemy destroyer sighted. Affirmative.
Oh yeah, Shima.
Enemy cruiser sighted. Enemy battleship detected. Enemy destroyer detected. Enemy battleship detected. Enemy cruiser detected. Enemy destroyer sighted.
There's a lot of enemies that are over by the aircraft carrier.
All stations.
Really,
Concentrate
there's
fire
not
on the
a single
target.
person that has direct line of sight on a fire battleship.
Enemy battleship sighted. Enemy destroyer detected.
Mike is definitely not going to survive.
Attention. Reporting a target position. Torpedoes to starboard.
We're pretty good against the Kremlin with the limited use damage control party. Gonna be stingy. I mean, yeah, you should always use mod on the Des Moines. Why would I use the weaker version of it?
Enemy destroyer detected.
Ah.
All stations requesting fire on the designated target.
I forgot how nimble this thing is.
Enemy battleship detected. Enemy carrier sighted. Torpedoes to port. Our team has taken the lead. Torpedoes to port. Spotter returning to
Alright,
ship.
we're just gonna tribute against the Kremlin if we can. Trying to fire on us. He is trying to fire on us.
Intelligence data. Enemy cruiser sighted.
Oh yeah.
Roger.
Not over there. You goof. Aircraft carrier keeps flying his air near me, which is great. Nice, very nice.
Enemy destroyer sunk.
Obviously, this is a win for our team, so it's just... Can I get a little bit of extra damage? Funny, the Minotaur, I guess he didn't expect torpedoes, but he should have expected torpedoes. It's just one of the reasons why smoking is just out of style. There's just so many players in the game that are aware of how to play the game that the silly little tricks don't work anymore. Alright, that was a decent game. We got a little bit of everything. Torpedo damage, main gun damage. Wow, we were top on the team. I guess we basically outright killed that guy, the Minotaur. But that's the thing, the smoking, you can't afford to sit and smoke. You know, smoke is almost a bait. It really is not something that you want to sit there and deliberately do. Did you get your ball stuck? So, in my opinion, the best possible build. Now, Torturers. Oof. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that is so bad. God, I forgot it was so bad. Wow, it is so bad. Man, I forgot that the Traverse was that bad. Wow. 44 seconds. That's impressively bad. Let's play Des Moines. I know how to play the Des Moines. There's the legendary upgrade that was referenced earlier. It's very good. Did you lose it? Did you lose it? Did it? She lost the ball. Pilot, enjoy. I'm gonna run an ad break while we load in. Makes the most sense. Thank you guys for hanging out. Oh, it is lagging. Why is it lagging? Oh, well, that's annoying. Really? Why is it lagging? That's weird. Thank you for... Yeah, weird. Hmm. Sorry about the lag. I don't have anything that's slow on this end. Makes me wonder what's causing it. Because I don't have anything that is inherently laggy for me. Hmm.
Enemy force sighted on the horizon.
But yeah, Des Moines. Very classic heavy cruiser. Does radar, does AP, does HE. It's very good. I like this build. It's an all-arounder, and yes, we have an aircraft carrier that we can go up against. But I like this build. It's an all-arounder. I get Hydro, and then I build for the commander with some anti-air. Because the synergy with the cooldown cycling, it works really well. No, I wouldn't go open water DM with this. I wouldn't go open water DM, period. If you're going open water DM, then you need the spotting plane, I think.
Enemy battleship detected.
Want to discourage the center. Definitely don't want the player to be able to push. Nutrishimi, we can fire over here and get him over there. If he survives the onslaught of shells coming in, geez.
Enemy cruiser detected.
I'd obviously like to fire my AP, but he's not really encouraging it. He's staying back. Fine. We'll just farm him for damage, right? And hopefully the aircraft carrier continuously sends his aircraft over to me, because not only can we shoot him down, we get it faster consumable reload.
Enemy battleship destroyed.
Now we go after the breast. Looks like he's gonna run right into. Oh no 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 no.
Attention. Reporting a target position. Roger.
Nope, 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 nope. Des Moines definitely wanted it.
Attention. Reporting a target position.
Definitely wants it. Yorktown, I don't know what your plan is. Got to angle Yorktown.
Attention. Reporting a target position. Roger.
Oh gosh. Oh, he's gonna do such a dirty drive-by on him. Oh, he's so low. He's so low. Oh, wow.
Well done, Commander.
Wow, the Yorktown's barely alive. But you know what they say about CVs? All they need is a single point of health, and they're still maximum effectiveness. Especially if no one's in range. Yep, he made it. Somehow he made it. Yeah, yeah.
Our team has taken the lead.
The manual secondary saved him there a little bit, because friendly Alabama got a nice side shot on him. Yeah. Hey, General Carmen. Good morning.
Requesting assistance. Hey, I need your support. Affirmative. Nice work.
Hermie is, she does not spend the time that she used to with me. PK is a much more, crazy cat. Crazy. Twitch has been freezing up. Eh. Decent game. Wow. All right. Health. My problem with the Petro is I never played it enough to, like, realize how to play it the best. Hmm. Just think that's a weird skill to take. Its turret traverse is horrible, though. God, it's horrible. Hello. See, the way I see the Petro, it's a lot more stationary inherently. And because of that, it's more vulnerable to air than the regular ones. But then it also doesn't have the longest duration radar that it could. So I just think, because of the way I want to play it, I feel like I have to go the anti-air to allow it to survive. If that is indeed what it has to deal with. Concealment with his radar. But I could drop that and take that. Tough. Do I die to air, or do I just make myself... We'll go this build. I guess we'll just die to air if that's the case. If there's an aircraft carrier and they want to be mean, they can just focus me down. Yep, that's what they can do. They can focus me down, PK. I'm gonna run an ad break. No, well, I don't. No, no, I'm not running the legendary model now. Well, yeah, I mean, of course I will do. You can't. You're so funny.
Battle starts.
Here, paper. Hey, hey, hey. Not so rough. Not so rough.
Awaiting instructions.
It's raining over here. If I lose connection, it's most likely because of a thunderstorm.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Ah, man, I wish Colbert was over here. Is he ever? Is he ever? Boy, that turret is no joke. It is BAD. Very BAD. And this is the thing is, we'll take a lot of damage from crap like.
The ship is on fire.
Man, so much penetration force, man.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
And the Neptune's like, no, I'm gonna run away from that. Already lost a significant. Lask is over here just feeling like he's chosen poorly.
The ship is on fire. Problem solved, sir.
Good, he chose to airstrike someone else. Really want it to go in the rear end. Yeah, there's where we want it to go. Sweetheart, our whole team's dying.
The ship is on fire. Problem solved, sir.
Uh,
The enemy is about
Definitely a
to
blowout. Yeah, I felt alone. What a bad day. What a bad day. Frustrating. Very frustrating. Why would they recommend top grade gunner? Oh, maybe synergizing with the unique upgrade. Enjoying dinner. Yeah, that's been tough. It's been tough. What can I say? They melt. They all melt. Hmm. Maybe. It's funny that you can go this. Um, I just don't think that that's a viable build. It's a fun build, a meme build, but I just don't know that it's viable. I do think that the rudder and steering get knocked out, if I remember correctly. It's honestly been a while since I played the French cruiser. Alright. We'll take it now. I'm gonna take this opportunity and run an ad break. Thank you guys for hanging out.
Battle starts. Awaiting instructions. I need support.
I don't know how long the Henri has been used or not used. It's always been like a ship that could be played well, but not everyone plays it well.
All forces, provide cover for that target. Denied. Engine boost activated.
Very good at baiting shells because of that French speed boost. Why do you have to walk through my stuff? Hey, you're really looking at my face. Weird. Can you not sit on the keyboard? I know you're a cat. If it's a cat, it's gonna sit on my keyboard. I know.
Torpedoes to starboard. Torpedoes to starboard. Engine boost deactivated.
Oh, of course we hit the gun.
The ship is on fire.
Trying to get the gearing. I love that they don't outright destroy modules anymore. They just are knocked offline for a period of time. Hey, PK.
Concentrate fire on the target.
So many low health targets on their team.
Our victory is in sight. Concentrate fire on the designated target.
Thank you for that follow, Sergey. Just want to put the Schlieffen down. Come on. Don't let him escape. All right. Come on, shells. Pretty evenly distributed. Good evening. Good evening. And the games have just been either so one-sided it's hard to like find anything successful or not, and they drag on, even though they're not as intense as they could be. Oh boy, 3 small crates. Absolutely is a unique experience. Oh yeah, this is the superior. That's right. She's like, what did you just do? I'm gonna run an ad break while we wait to load into the next match. Thank you, everyone. Oh, hey, David.
Battle starts.
I hope that I'm on the flank with the submarine. Sap shells are very strong against submarines. Very strong. I want to be against a sub. I also want to be against destroyers.
Awaiting instructions.
Man, you know what this is random. You know what I'm disappointed? I'm really disappointed in the Italian destroyer line. Is there a viable build that makes them more fun to play? Like, I really don't like the Italian DD line. In fact, let's see. What would they... Italian DDs, yeah. What would the Italian DD line be? No, not really. They suck until you get to tier 10. Oh, well, then they suck in general to me. Uh, yeah, of course, Cincinnati is a very good captain for DDs. That's glad we're in game together. Sorry that it was... The games have been... they're at best, they've just been okay. Raining quite a bit harder than it was earlier, so if I disconnect, that's why. No, I feel like the playstyle is very aggressive these days. I've just had really horrible games with really horrible teammates and opponents. The games have just been unfortunately bad.
Generator started.
Italians have slow torpedoes, so they work well for area denial.
Enemy destroyer detected. Teammate, I need your support. Smoke screen set.
Surprised he could fit his ship in between that gap.
Torpedoes, dead ahead. Torpedoes, direct front.
Oh yeah, the Italians, they have submarine surveillance. I didn't even realize that. Within kilometer range, okay.
Torpedoes to port. Torpedoes to port. Enemy severely damaged. Airborne. Torpedoes to port. Airborne. Enemy battleship detected.
Drop it like it's hot! Drop it like it's hot! Drop it like it's hot! Yep. 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 Yep.
Awaiting instructions.
I would say the Italians definitely strong against submarines. I'm sure he was like, what the frick was that? You know, freaking out. I would have been freaking out. I was like, what the hell just happened?
Our team has taken the lead.
Yeah, the sap on submarines will never not be very satisfying.
Concentrate fire on the enemy warship.
Right? That's all we did. That's disappointing.
Enemy battleship detected.
Oh, great. Great, great. Let's hide ourselves because... What the hell? We use our heal. Is it new? It wasn't a part of them when they first were introduced. I think when the light cruiser line for the Japanese was introduced, they added the submarine surveillance skill.
Spotter returning to ship. Smoke screen set.
There's a lot of 11s in this set right there. Jeez. Yeah, we're pretty dead here.
Concentrate fire on the designated target.
They had that one glorious play. That one glorious play. Doesn't matter, I killed that sub. Yeah, Oz, I've been away from World of Warships for like 3 years. I don't know if any other cruisers got this skill, but I just remember the Japanese light cruiser line with torpedoes getting submarine surveillance, and I think because they got it, they added it to these guys. Is a Commonwealth cruiser line? What are the Commonwealth cruisers known for? Oh, they have that crawling smoke generator. Oh, and they have submarine surveillance. Okay. That's what they are. Yeah, okay. Please get an aircraft carrier. Please get an we're gonna run an ad break while we load in. Thank you guys for tuning in. Hopefully I haven't dropped any more frames. No. Okay, we haven't dropped any more frames. No! I was hoping so much for a cruiser carrier match. That's super disappointing. Man. That sucks. Oh, God. The huge part of my power comes from that. Yeah, it scared all those CVs out of the queue.
Good luck, everyone. Enemy force sighted on the horizon. Torpedoes to port.
No. No. You.
Attention. Reporting the target position.
God, you're. What have you done?
Torpedoes, dead ahead. Hull breach. We're taking on water quickly.
What a douche.
Problem solved, sir.
What? That totally locked up my computer, so now I can't do shit with it. So infuriating. Ah, it's so. It just walks all over my keyboard, and then I can't control anything, and I don't know what key she pressed. So annoying. So annoying. Oh. And then I'm over here like, I need to see chat. I need to see chat. What's going on? I can't see. And then, of course, he just drives and, does massive damage because I'm not looking at the screen. I'm not doing anything with that. And then what does she do? She gets, told you shouldn't have done that. And she just goes and plays with a toy like nothing's wrong. Ugh. I know. I know, like, go get the catnip. God. I've never lived with a kitten. Or a recently, I've never lived with a cat that's this close to being a kitten. It's pretty infuriating. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna act like, oh boy, this is joy. Nope. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. There is no joy here. The frustration is more with her than the game. If I die, it's whatever. It's just that she contributes to my death. That's the problem I have, is that I'm over here attempting to, like, find the fun, and I'm too busy staring at my keyboard and my mouse trying to figure out what has locked me out of, like, controlling. Just, real special. Hello, Fabio. You're sweet. Listen, listen. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay? I'm not mad at you. I'm just frustrated that you locked out my keyboard. Okay? I know you're just trying to have fun. I know. I'm sorry. Go have your fun, baby. No big deal. No big deal. All right. We got a carrier. We got a light cruiser. Not bad, not bad. That's what I'm looking for.
General quarters. Good luck and fair seas. Good luck, everyone. Awaiting instructions. Enemy force detected. Affirmative. Affirmative. Concentrate fire on the enemy warship. Enemy battleship detected. Enemy cruiser detected. Enemy destroyer detected.
Okay. Thank you for that follow. Well, we have basically time for one more game, so I'm just gonna play the Christopher. I just need to get a first win of the day.
Battle starts.
Yeah, Fambo, have a good one. Also, thank you for that. The follow, I appreciate it. I rarely get to play over here. Ah, I hope Prague's treating you well. I rarely get to play over on this side of this map. I'm usually in the center or the left side.
Enemy force detected.
Yeah, I'm quiet now. I'm just tired. He's kind of ruined the way I feel, but I'll try and recover. Alright, so we got this light cruiser here. Oh, a smoke, hide. Snap is very good against light cruisers. Trying to shoot her down.
All stations, proceed to capture that area. Enemy battleship foundered.
So far, Sap's working out.
Nice work.
Drawing the shot.
Enemy submarine in sight.
And torpedoes at the smoke cloud.
Torpedoes to starboard.
I'll go in at B point because I think the Fletcher was the one trying to capture it. He's quote unquote already captured it. Hey, baby.
Engine boost deactivated.
Did they get doubloons from sinking me? I mean, under certain conditions, I think so, but I'm not sure if they still get them.
Smoke generator started. Enemy destroyer detected. Enemy submarine in sight.
Well, a lot of enemy ships that has decided to pull back.
Stone the crows.
I could have shot the Marcel on this side if we ever seen him.
Torpedoes to port. Torpedoes to port.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think something that PK has done messed with my live thing. Sorry about that. I wish I could control her better. She's a wild kitty.
Torpedoes astern. Our team has taken the lead. setting sun.
This will be the last game of the day anyway for me, so it's okay if it's not showing up just right.
Torpedoes to port. Engine boost activated. Torpedoes to port. Torpedoes to port.
Trying to look for these guys.
Torpedoes direct front. Torpedoes to starboard. Torpedoes to starboard. Torpedoes dead ahead. Torpedoes to starboard. Torpedoes direct front. All stations requesting fire on the designated target. Torpedoes direct front. Torpedoes direct front. Torpedoes dead ahead. Smoke generator started. Torpedoes to port. Torpedoes to port.
Farm the soft outer.
Problem solved, sir.
All right. Oh, cool. Didn't realize I was top on the team, but I guess we played the objective and we were able to do decent damage, get multiple targets. Okay. So, thank you again for tuning in. Sorry about some of the little hiccups and stuff, like Twitch having that drop frames and a couple other things. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. I hope you all have a great rest of your day wherever you happen to be in the world. So I am actively working on making sure the workflow for long video recording is going forward so I can make use of it. I've been making overlays and things like that in the background, and I look forward to debuting that and enjoying that as well. Hopefully you guys will enjoy that, and please, if you have a user replay that you think was worthy of being shared, share it at notserreplay@gmail.com. Please use the replaywows.com just so I can see a preview of the stats and stuff, and it's a little bit safer. You never know. Anyway, that's one thing. Make sure you follow and subscribe to YouTube and Twitch so that you know when I go live. I've had an erratic, irregular schedule because of the stuff going on in my life, but I enjoyed the game. I hope you guys enjoy watching and being a part of the community. I plan on doing more and getting back into the full swing of it. And thank you guys, and I hope you guys will have a great rest of your day wherever you happen to be. I'm going to run a little YouTube music and Run at one last ad break, and I'll be good to go out of here.